Good day. The shotgun has been a part of American culture since its inception. It has been used to provide food for families and to defend families from foes. And, well, it's used for more or less the same things today. Now, there are many different shotgun models on the market today, but the one that's by far the most popular is the Mossberg 500. And so now, let's take a look at the Mossberg 500's history. The Mossberg 500 was first designed in 1960 by Oscar Frederick Mossberg and would reach market in 1961, and it would remain in production to this day. Now, Mossberg & Sons is the company that manufactures these shotguns, and it is currently the oldest family-owned firearms company in America today. Now, 500 actually only refers to an entire family of shotgun models. The particular model we're taking a look at today is the 500A, or the 12-gauge version. At this point in time, the 500 line is actually the highest-selling shotgun line in America today, and it's second only in total production to the Remington 870. This shotgun line would prove to be so popular that it would be adopted by numerous law enforcement agencies and the United States military as well. So now, let's go out to the bench and take a close look at it. And this rough-looking customer right here is my personal Mossberg 500A shotgun. All of my various friends have at one time said that this is the single meanest gun that I own. And you know what? I'd have to entirely agree. Because it just looks bad. Certainly don't want to break into the General's house, because this is the first thing I'm going for. This is as basic a Mossberg 500A shotgun as you're probably going to see on the internet. I've foregone all the fancy lasers and flashlights and everything. Now, I know the idea of having a flashlight on the gun is at times a good idea. If it's dark, you want to be able to see what's in the dark. My thought is this: if the enemy knows you're there, and if you have this bright flashlight, they're going to know exactly where to shoot, which is why I don't want to have one on there, because I don't want a big bright shoot me light. Generally, if I have to fight anybody in the house, which thankfully I haven't had to yet, and hopefully I never will, I will try to locate them by sound more than anything else. Because generally, the person who shoots first is the one who survives. Now really, like with many home defense guns, this gun mainly just sits by my bed gathering dust, and it does that rather well. Now, let's take a look at some of the features of this Mossberg 500A, shall we? We've got a shortened barrel, so it can maneuver around the house easier. We've got a synthetic forestock, which actually does have a rail on the bottom, but once again, don't really need a flashlight because I don't want somebody to be able to shoot me easily. As for the stock, this is the stock that came with the gun. All I did was sand it down and stain it black and apply some varnish on it. Sure, it's a bit shiny in the daylight, but seeing as how this is supposed to be a home defense shotgun, it doesn't really matter. And of course, we have the shell holder that holds 5 shells, and if you practice with one of these often enough, you can actually reload the shotgun fairly easily. Now, since this is a 500A shotgun, this only has a 5-round tubular magazine, and of course you can keep one in the chamber. And I personally prefer to keep one in the chamber because I don't want to spend the extra second or two racking one in. Sure, you can potentially scare a criminal, but that won't work all the time. So generally I like the idea of just being able to immediately pick it up and fire. Now, the Mossberg 500 does have one major thing that really makes keeping it loaded all the time fairly safe, and that is the safety. The safety is a tang-mounted one, which means you can actually pick this thing up if you hear a sound in the night and keep your thumb near the safety and immediately thumb it off and then fire if you have to. Or, if it's, say, a family member getting a glass of water, you can go, oh, that's a good way to get shot. I really like the idea of the safety actually being in an appropriate place, because there has been many cases where people have heard a bump in the night and it's actually been a family member and it has had tragic consequences. Now, the thing is, though, you have to remember, always know your target. You need to make sure when you actually let loose with one of these guns that what you're shooting is a criminal and not somebody you care about. Overall, the Mossberg 500 is an excellent design. It is simple and effective. And so now, let's take it out to the range and see what we can do with it. As you can see, ladies and gentlemen, whatever that shotgun hits, it destroys. Essentially, what we have here is a target that has been shot by slugs. Why? Because the range I went to did not allow buckshot to be used, or heavy dove loads or anything like that. So essentially, all we got was 2 mag dumps. And as you can see, it was pretty bloody devastating. This is at a distance of about 25 feet, so unless you have a absolutely gargantuan house, this is about the kind of distances you could expect to be fighting in. And if you were to shoot an intruder, well, he would be down after the first hit, because one must remember that a slug is an absolutely massive chunk of metal. And overall, I think I did pretty good. So now, let's take a look at how to clean it. Cleaning the Mossberg 500, or really any shotgun in general, is, well, simplicity itself. Unlike other weapons, you don't really need to tear this down to its constituent components. Really, all you can need to do is take this bore brush here and run it down the barrel a few times, and that's about it. Now, if you want to clean it a bit more, you can, but really, this thing could basically be left uncleaned for hundreds and hundreds of rounds without it really impacting it all that much, if at all. The Mossberg 500 is without a doubt the most classic shotgun on the market today. It is still used by the United States military, and it is of course used by countless civilians the country over. And really, it is essentially the modern-day equivalent to the Winchester Model 1897 shotgun. This shotgun mainly owes its extreme popularity due to its simple and robust construction and the fact that it is infinitely modifiable. And I personally cannot recommend it enough. Now for next time, we're going to be taking a look at another pump-action shotgun, the H&R Partner Pump Protector. But for now, this is GeneralLotz wishing you good Winchester Model 1897 and good Winchester Model 1888, or whatever makes you happy.